events in the Tot Mom case. Did a female FBI agent sabotage the case against Tot Mom? Not only that, mystery hair identified on plastic at the crime scene. Plastic just feet away from the body of 2-year-old little Caylee. Straight out to Drew Petrimo, WDBO Radio, joining us from Orlando. What happened, Drew?
We're basically talking about two different supposed contaminations here. First off, they found a 5-inch long, thin, dark-colored hair at the crime scene on a piece of plastic. That was tested for the crime scene, cross-tested with the crime scene investigators and with the Anthony family, and we've learned that that hair does not belong to any of those investigators or the Anthony family. Also, an FBI investigator was going over the duct tape that was found covering Caylee Anthony's mouth, and she got some of her DNA on that duct tape. They did pinpoint it to which FBI investigator it was, and those are basically the two things that we're talking about here.
Well, that's plenty, because we see what contamination or mishandling can do for cases. I mean, look at the Orenthal James Simpson case, the double murder trial. Contamination was argued in that case. He was acquitted. Do I have to say Phil Spector? He also claimed tampering at the scene on the part of the state. We know what happened in that case. What about it, Jingosaurus?
When you look at this crime scene that was so close to the Anthony home, Nancy, it's one of the most contaminated crime scenes I think we've ever seen in all the cases that we've covered. Prosecutors will say, though, it doesn't make a difference, because what is relevant to that crime scene is the triple bags that were around the remains themselves, the bones that were in the area, and the foliage and the roots and the vines that showed, and the soil levels that showed how long the remains had been there.
Ellie Jostad, exactly what do we know?
Well, Nancy, we know that they actually took 7 investigators who had hair that seemed to be similar to this mystery hair that was found. They pulled 5 hairs from each of those people, and they did comparison, and they could not find a match to any of those people. We know it also doesn't match the Anthonys or Caylee Anthony. So right now, it's unknown who that mystery hair belongs to.
All right, but the big difference in the O.J. Simpson case, Ellie Jostad, is that, for instance, when Simpson stood up with the bloody glove, it was the glove at the scene the night of the murder. It was soaked in blood. All right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just a piece of plastic out in the woods. How do I even know if it's connected to the body?
Well, exactly, Nancy, and that's another point that's been made, is that this area, this is a vacant lot. There, and we see it in these,
Well,
these...
is it behind a school, like an elementary school?
Yeah, there is a school nearby, and you see it when you look at everything that was, collected at the scene. There's all kinds of trash there. There's bottles, there's newspapers, there's many pieces of plastic. So it could be anything.